Okay, perfect. So we'll go ahead and get started. The first of the two systems that we're going to look at is Kahoot. And you will have to forgive me because I've been all in both of these systems this morning, just doing all kinds of madness. Um, so let me just launch us a Kahoot. What I'm going to do first is launch a Kahoot with you guys so that you can see, if you are not familiar with Kahoot, what it looks like. And then I can share with you how you might create it and then how you can kind of integrate it into Canvas if you want to. So let's see. So what you're going to do is go to kahoot.it and type in that game pin. Or if you would just rather on your phone, hover over that QR code and join via the QR code, you can do that as well. So I'll give it a minute so that people can join. Who joined as AI? Was that Troy?
That actually was not me.
Okay. Maybe people are using initials or something. We'll give it just a minute or two more. We've got 14 people in this session. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and call it at 10. So we'll get started. All right. Question number 1 in your Kahoot demo. Which cat GIF do you most relate to right now? Okay. We have all 10 answers. Well, yes. Give it a second. I'm with this one. So that is awesome. Okay. Next. Word cloud. Which department do you call home? Just so I know. What department do you teach in? Or are you from if you don't teach? Computer engineering, philosophy of religion, data analytics, physics, language, BGE, Walker Center, RIP, um, criminal justice, market. Very nice, very nice. Okay, now down to business. This is worth points. Who sings a song with the following lyrics? I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Oh yeah, most of you got it. Very nice. And with Kahoot, If you have not used it before, the faster you answer, the more points you get. So that was our first question that was worth any points. So you can see, Nick, quick on the fingers there, my friend. Um, very good. I think I just have one more. Oh, no, I've got a couple more. Put these in order from oldest to most recent. So, Facebook is launched. George H.W. Bush is elected president. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is published. So, from oldest to most recent, sort those. Wow. We got two correct answers. HW was elected in the 80s. Sorcerer's Stone was published in 97. Facebook was launched in 2004. Let's see. Nick, again, Donna. Donna zoomed up there. All right, last one. In which US state will you find Disneyland? So you just drop it on the map. Just kind of click where it goes. I knew I would get some of you. It's in California. Disneyland is in California. Whoever dropped it right there, I'm sorry. When I drew the bounds, I apparently didn't provide enough space. But Disneyland was the OG. It's in California. Disney World is in Florida. All right. So when you finish Kahoot, you get this little podium. TC, Troy, I guess, in third place. Nick, second. Who is our first place? Donna. Very nice.
Hey, I'm going to give you some user feedback.
Yeah.
Just because I'm trying to do 12 things at one time, I actually logged in on my phone.
Okay.
Kahoot definitely has some challenges on your phone.
Yeah.
Like I was not able to drag over for that last one and things like that. So I just mentioned that so that if you do this in the classroom, you're going to want to really encourage your students to use their laptop or tablet, not their phone.
Yeah.
Because like I couldn't see any of the icons, so I just like guessed, which of course I got all the answers wrong because all I could see was the shape. I couldn't see the stuff that went with it. So I just want to mention that so that y'all know, don't, just tell your students it's not good with phones.
Right, right. If you're doing just strictly multiple choice and you're showing the questions up on maybe the projector or screen or something, it works okay. But if you're going to do those more advanced ones like I did, where you kind of drop a pin or something like that, yeah, those don't translate to mobile as well. But you can if you're just doing maybe word cloud or quiz, things like that. It does okay.
Oh,
So
that's
let's
that's a filler. I will let you know that there's a like in when you make the Kahoot, there's a little option for the answers to show up to where the students can see it on their phone, and it like defaults to that afterwards. Because I had the same problem, but anyway.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. Thank you.
So here's our podium. We got a session summary. So you as the instructor, if you're looking at this, you can quickly see what were the difficult questions. So that ranking one obviously was kind of hard. And then get feedback. You can ask them to give you feedback if you want to. So that's kind of the 50-foot flyover of Kahoot if you are a participant. Um, it sounds like several of you have built out Kahoots. So I'm going to stop share for just a second so I can go to a different screen. Um, so we can also, we did have that kind of screen that shows up on the, at the end. I'm trying to just share my Google Chrome. There we go. We can also pull up a report about it so you can kind of quickly see more information. You do get the difficult questions. You can see those who need help. So maybe those who didn't do as well. A list of your participants. You guys got to enter your nickname, but if you had put in something crazy like Red Panda 123 or something, the instructor wouldn't be able to know kind of who did what. So just encourage your students to use their real name. Um, Identify who needs help, who didn't finish is another one. You can see final scores, the number of unanswered questions, etc. So there's a lot of good little analytics in there after you just run one of these. Um, but you can also assign Kahoots so that it kind of shows up in Canvas. So what you can do is, let me go back to the actual Kahoot. I'm under reports. All right, so this is my Kahoot after I've built it out. I can, over here, push assign and basically set a deadline, choose the date and time, um, indicate if you want a question timer, turn that on or off, player identifier. So this would give them the option to enter a player identifier when entering the game, like an email address that's associated with a nickname. So you can verify, you know, student email xyz123 at mox.utc.edu is associated with Red Panda 123. So you can turn it on so that they have to give you that. Personalized learning so they can practice difficult questions after a game. You can randomize the answer order. Nickname generator, I turn on because other students can see who performed at what level. Obviously, when you're assigning points and you see the podium, you know how everybody else is doing. And you might not want them to know that Mary finished in fourth place. You might want them to see that Red Panda finished in fourth place. So when you assign it, you can choose to have that deadline on or off. So you just create it and it shows you kind of that page that we saw before. You can give them the QR code, the game pin, or the URL. You can also invite via email. Something that I really like is if you come up to report options, you can use this little drop down and push embed, and it actually gives you embed code that you can then go and put in Canvas. So you can see that I had embedded one of these into Canvas and went in as a test student and completed it. So you can actually embed it. Unfortunately, grade passback doesn't happen, but you can go into the report, export the report, and then pull those grades into Canvas if you're interested. So, um, that's the Canvas side. Now, Does anybody want to see how to build out a Kahoot from scratch? Has anybody not done that? Just put in the chat or something. Yes, please show that. Or because if everybody's done it, I don't want to. Yes, please. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Okay. I was like, if you've all built them. Okay. So, what you're going to do is just when you log in, you push the create button at the top of the screen. And now, probably most of you will not have accounts. We have licenses for Kahoot. And if you want to use it, contact Troy or me, and we'll get you in with a license. But once you have a license and you're logged in, you click that blue create button and you'll just choose Kahoot. Story and course mode are a little more advanced. Course is when you want to start assigning assignments and stuff like I just did, but we'll do Kahoot. So create a new Kahoot. They have a PDF to Kahoot generator. So if you've got a PDF full of questions and you're like, I just want to turn these into a Kahoot. This is AI assisted. It'll just ingest that PDF and help you build it out as a Kahoot. If you want to just generate a Kahoot based on a topic and use AI, you can do that too. I prefer the blank canvas myself because it allows me to be a little more creative. So I just choose blank canvas. And then you can build it out in, the default theme that's here. You can also choose any of their themes on the side if you so choose. I'm going to pretend that I'm at the beach and not in this dystopian rainy place right now because it's very, very rainy and gloomy outside. So once you choose your theme, you can start typing a question. So I think it adds a multiple choice by default or a quiz. You can come over here and change it. There are two different types or three different types of questions, the test knowledge, and then the collect opinions and present info if you just need a slide with information on it. So, test knowledge, you can do a quiz, true, false, type the answer, slider, pin the answer, puzzle. So in my Kahoot, we had the quiz with the Taylor Swift question. We had the pin answer with where is Disneyland, and then the puzzle is the ordering. Um, Slider is, let's say you wanted to say you wanted them to choose a number. So how many inches of rain did Chattanooga get yesterday? And you give a min and max value. So let's set that to, or it was actually like 6.42 or something. So you can set the max. I'm going to set it to 10. And then they can use the slider and choose. Other types of questions, pin answer, quiz and audio. So you can have it play audio. So for those of you in foreign language, you can have it play, some sort of clip of someone speaking in a specific language and have them answer, the language that's being spoken. Type the answer, those kind of things. So that's testing knowledge. Collect opinion, poll. So that was my first one with the cat gifts. That's a poll. Scale, like a Likert scale from 1 to 5. NPS scale, also similar to a Likert. Drop pin. So if you want people to just, for example, maybe tell you where they're from and they drop the pin on the map instead of it being worth points, you can do that. Word cloud, we did that. Open-ended, they can type a long free form response. The only thing that I've run into when I'm doing open-ended is that they have to select like a keyword or something, and that'll trip them up sometimes. Brainstorm, so come up with ideas and stuff. And then Like I said, the only other option was the slide that just presents info. So it's pretty simple. Once you kind of decide what you want to do, you just build it out. What is 2 plus 2? 2 plus 2, typing, 4, 8, 9, 1. You select the correct answer. And then once you have all your questions built out, you just save it, enter a title for it. I'm just going to call it sample 2. You don't have to provide the description. And then it's ready. So from there, you can preview it. You can host it live like I just did. Lecture also basically does a live screen where it just shows up and people can respond to it. And then share. So you can allow other hosts to use the Kahoot. So if you've got maybe you and a colleague are teaching the same class and you want to use the same Kahoot, you can share it with them so that both of you can use it. Or you can just push done, and then it'll kind of come over to uh, your content. Mine looks a little different because I'm an admin, so I have access to way more than you probably want to see. But you can then launch it, and this is that screen we saw earlier where you can host it live, you can assign it. They do have self-study, so you can play it solo, whatever. So that is Kahoot. Any questions on Kahoot before I transition over to poll everywhere? Can you use Kahoot as an attendance tool? So you could. The only thing is, you might have a student send it to a friend and say, "Here's the Kahoot." So for that reason, we don't suggest it as much, just because they can just shoot the link over to best friend who's still in bed in the dorm and have them do it. Any other questions? Okay. So now we're going to
There
move
was
over.
one more question. It was how do you embed the Kahoot in Canvas? Just a link?
So yeah, up here, your options, you can just do a link and they can come over to it. But if you come up to options, there's embed, and that'll give you embed code that you can then put in Canvas. What I would do first though is assign it and kind of go through all those settings the way you want. And once it's an assignment, go up to your options and get your embed code. Um, and then that's how you can put it over in Canvas.